Peace and infinite blessings to everybody here. I'm sure nobody's expecting this, but like he's here specifically. He's here specifically because I asked him to sit in, but I'm going to be the one speaking. I am AMIR McCullers, also known as AMIRISPHERE. I like to do art in particular things. I'll go into detail about that later. But the point I'm making in this video is to say that many of our younger generation do not go talking to our parents when we feel like there are things that are wrong with us, or we feel like there's something that's like got us trapped, something that we feel like we can't get over. And it's funny because many of you don't really probably have good role models to talk to. Some of them are probably argumentative. Some probably don't even have parents. But for the ones of you who do, who have parents who care for you, who seem like they may even be overprotective, but it's for your best interest, you may want to genuinely sit down and have a conversation with them if you ever feel like there's something bothering you or there's something wrong in your life that you feel like you really would like assistance fixing, because we as this generation think we know more than we do, and we don't know anywhere near as much as we think. Actually, we're very inexperienced in this life field, and they have a great deal of experience. I'm telling you, just based from my experience alone with my own parents, there were times where I felt like there were things I couldn't talk to them about because there were things that I felt like weren't done right, but I didn't go and tell them these things. I held these feelings within, like feeling like I wish this or that would change without ever going to go tell them what the issue was with whether me or even what I felt like was something wrong with them, which is anything that we ever feel like is wrong with somebody else is always a reflection of ourselves, no matter what. So the point I'm making with this is for the younger one, for the generation of us, like 21 and from 17 to 21, older ones of us, we need to be more mindful with utilizing the time that we have with our parents to speak with them and tell them these things that we feel like we're struggling with. Because, like I said, we don't know anywhere near as much as we think. Life is a battlefield that we have no experience in the field on. They have years of experience on us with a lot of things. And I feel like if you just go talk to them and tell them what's bothering you, what you feel like may be just the biggest struggle in your life, may be the tiniest inconvenience to them after they have already experienced and found out a way to deal with the issue. Heck, and even if they don't know how to solve your issue, telling your parents about your problem that you feel like you're having, and if they don't know, y'all can work together to solve it. Because when you really struggle, when you really feel like you messed up or struggle, you can't fix that issue on your own. Not at all. So one thing I'm grateful for is the fact that I have him in my life to be able to talk to when I feel like there's things that are really tearing me apart on the inside or really bringing me down. I have had my own experiences with feeling like there were things I knew more than them, because I felt like there were things that I didn't like. There were things that I felt like they could have done better, but I never told them these things. Instead of going and talking to them about it, I would stay somewhere to myself, upset, angry, mad about the fact that these things are the case. Why is this way? Why is that way? Why won't they change? It's because you won't. It's because you're not being real enough with yourself to go speak about whatever you feel like is bothering you, or whatever you feel like could be an issue with them. That's the case. You may have argumentative parents, but what if you going to go tell them that something about them is bothering you, or something about you is bothering you? You may shake them out of whatever they feel like is a thing, and because they feel like they got to be there for their child, they may be willing to sacrifice all ways of being that they felt like were not, that the child even felt like weren't favorable, to be able to assist their child, because they genuinely do care. Parents really do care for their children. I could easily say 80% of parents on this planet genuinely do care for their children. A lot of this younger generation be claiming they don't. They be on the internet seeking advice from other inexperienced young children who aren't even supposed to be on the internet to begin with. And you're all looking for guidance from one another, yet you're more inexperienced. You could be more inexperienced than somebody else looking for guidance somewhere else. But when you go and actually be real with yourself enough to go speak to the people who have brought you onto this planet about like I said, things that may be bothering you, things you feel like are out of your control, things you feel like you just can't get over. It's important to do because heck, you never know how much time you got left with your parents anyway. The last thing you'll want to do is to see them getting buried or cremated, and there's things that you never got to tell them or things you never got to talk about. And it's things that you're taking that they're going to the grave with that you never got to actually tell them that you felt like was the case, and you don't have that closure for yourself. So the point I'm making with this video is to any of you Gen Zs and any of you younger generations like the Alpha, if any of you feel like your parent, like you need assistance, go to your parents. They know more than you think. They know way more than you think. I'm telling you. Because one thing for sure I'm grateful for him about is the fact that through a lot of my experiences, he has always assisted me with seeing that some of the thoughts that I think aren't worth my time. And it's funny because a lot of you children may think, oh man, my parents don't care enough about this thing to want to listen to me. Heck, what if they're not giving it as much importance as you want them to? Because in the next 2 to 3 minutes, heck, next 5 to 10 months, 1 2 years, it won't even matter to you. You might even forget it. Some things really genuinely don't matter like we think they do. So just make it a point to, while you have them in your life, to do your best to talk to them about any and everything you possibly can, for the sake of being able to like know that you can come to your parents with the ability to have a good relationship, knowing that everything is straight with both of you, because you're able to hash out any and everything that comes your way because you're willing to actually sit down and talk with them about the issues at hand. Like I said, I'm very grateful for him because he has been through my life through some of the worst. And I'm saying especially last year, I feel like was one of my most impactful years that I was going through a lot and didn't talk to them about. And I could easily say I was suffering in silence, looking for other things outside of myself for coping mechanisms, looking for other ways to looking for everything outside of me and them for solutions, but I could never find anything. It was always like if something came up, like if emotion of mine got bottled up to the point to where it unleashed and it became an issue to the point to where they had to bring me to the side and talk to me about it. One thing for sure I'm grateful for is the fact that more things get revealed like that, because that little window of time gives me the comfort to be able to come to them about things that led to that point, that led me to feel that way. And then with them assisting me there and me giving them those bullet points, we can easily come together with a solution on how to fix a lot of the issues. And even if the solution doesn't come immediately, just talking to them about it is the biggest relief you could possibly get. Because like I said, you may have an argumentative parent, but just talking to them alone, being their child, might just shake that, because they just want to do everything in their power to assist their child. And if it's a parent who's prideful and takes pride in everything that they do and doesn't really care about anything they think except through their own child's mouth, they will be willing to hear what their child has to say and will more than likely be willing to change it. So like I said, to you Gen Alphas and Gen Zs, all of you, be grateful for your parents while they're still here. Talk to them as much as you possibly can while they're here. Be grateful for the fact that their knowledge is something that they can share with you to get you to a newer level, and be open to all knowledge. Because like I said, they may not have the direct answer, but you can't solve every issue on your own. Y'all can work together to come to a solution. Your new age thinking with their experience combined, y'all can create just the most amazing thing together if you're willing to actually sit down and talk to them about what bothers you or what's negatively impacting you. The internet's not doing us any good, for real. I mean, it is for the like motivational aspect of it, but for the younger children, the younger ones of children under 17 and all that stuff, y'all need to be talking to your parents more, because there's not enough people on the internet who will be able to tell you how to fix an experience better than somebody who, like, your parents are both of your parents combined. So you could easily have some of both of their traits combined. And if something of you, like character-wise, is impacting you in a negative way, you can talk to them about it. And due to the fact that they may have already experienced some of these things, they could easily come to you and be like, hey, I did deal with something like this. Here's how I got over it. And I would love to be able to assist you doing so, because Heck, nobody ever knows your issues until you're willing to talk to somebody about it. You'll just be sitting, people just be worrying about you, wondering what's going on with you, trying to figure it out, but you're not willing to speak up about what's going on or bothering you. It doesn't really do you any justice, and it's just gonna harm you it's gonna harm you in the long run. So, like I said, be grateful for your parents while they're here. Be grateful for the fact that you have parents to talk to, and to the ones of you, this is definitely, I will the best to any and everyone who doesn't have parents, to the ones whose parents have passed away, or to anyone who like just has argumentative parents. I'm saying, like, for the ones of you who have parents who genuinely care, talk to them when it matters. Okay, you will be saving your own life, and you'll be saving them a lot of stress doing so, because when you two work together, you really are unstoppable. There really is nothing that can bring you down, because a strong family foundation is way more important than anything anybody on the internet could ever say, than any money, than any fame, than any material objects. It's crucial that we keep this in mind, because a new generation just started called Gen Beta, meaning that Gen Z is about to start jumping into the family aspect if they're mindful enough to be able to. If a lot of them are opening their awareness to be able to properly run and uphold families, while there are others who still want to remain childish and want to stay being themselves. And then there's some people who don't want to take that route, because hey, it's not an obligation. But like, for the ones of you who do, make it a point to learn as much from your parents as you possibly can, and talk to them when something's bothering you, because through the toughest of times, I am telling you, through the toughest of times, I could easily say he has been there for me more than anybody on this planet combined. Through the hardest of it, through the toughest of it, I'm grateful for him for every and anything. You're always more than welcome, man. I appreciate you too, and it means everything to me to be able to have him in my life, because there was many instances where our relationship could have easily taken a left just because I didn't speak on how I felt about particular things, and just opening up about how you feel truthfully, not coming from no egotistical, petty, personal. I mean, personal, yes, petty. If you're coming from a petty place, there's no possible way you can get a good result from anything. But if you're coming from like a personal aspect of it, like if you're being as real and authentic with yourself and them as you possibly can while getting your issue resolved, you're most likely going to get it resolved. Like I said, whether it's not resolved right then because neither one of you have the answer, y'all can work together to find it out. Because in the long run, when you really screwed up, you can't fix that on your own. That is not a one person thing. If you really genuinely messed up, you really do need assistance. Everybody really does need assistance. And the best thing we have is the people closest to us. Most of you younger generations take your parents for granted. I could easily say that at times I definitely did, because I didn't go talking to them about the things I felt like bothered me when it really, really mattered. And I would hold pain there for years, and it caused me to develop very self-destructive habits that didn't assist my ability to properly grow, until it took them seeing how I was doing myself for them to pull me to the side and explain to me how these ways aren't working. And with that, they gave me a solution. It wasn't just no berating type thing. Most of you think your parents are just going to berate you or be like, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. But yeah, they'll be concerned about you, being like, yeah, that's not really the smartest option. But most parents will be willing to give you a solution if you're willing to come to them with your screw ups, because we as children think we know more than we do. I'm 21 and I can easily say I'm still a child. I'll continue to be. I can easily say I will continue to be. I will not be a full grown man until I'm at least in my 40s or 50s, because nobody truly is. Our brains aren't even supposed to be fully developed until our late 20s anyway. So one thing for sure, like I said, I'm grateful out of my mind and in my mind for him. I'm grateful for all these experiences we had together, because through it, he's always made it a point to assist us, like through the hardest of times when things were going south. He was always making it a point to take it back north. And I genuinely appreciate him for that. And I genuinely appreciate being able to have somebody in my life to talk to while he's here. Because one thing about it, I remember my grandma being here during the duration of time that she was. And I remember being on the phone with her for hours and hours at particular times, talking to her about particular things. And I remember she'd be like, talk to your parents, talk to your father especially about it. He can definitely assist you with a lot of these things that you feel like are bothering you, because she can only assist so much because she's a woman. Man to man, like if you feel like you gotta talk to your father, do so. If you feel like you gotta talk to your mother, do so. If you feel like you gotta talk to both of them, do so. It's crucial because we as children still do not know as much as we think we do. I'm grateful to not know as much as I think I do. I'm grateful to be as inexperienced as I am. I don't know anywhere near as much as I thought I did. I have a good enough grasp on life to have a consciousness enough to know to be able to get myself through a good deal of situations, but the whole grasp of it, nah, I'm not gonna have that for a good second. And
you got it. You got it. Don't trip. I know what you mean, but you know, I know what you mean because we talk in detail. But you growing up with this, just you coming and approaching me wanting to do this because I just like you said, this wasn't a plan of mine. You just came and said I wanted to sit here and I want to do a video, and that is a very very strong and powerful move for a young adult, especially when you're dealing with energy feels of so much temptation and so much other shit that you have access to.
yes, sir.
That inside of itself, man, I commend you. Like I said, like I always say, I'm grateful beyond words that you all even have any respect for me, that you'll listen to me at all. You know what I'm saying?
Because
Because
you
I
made a
am.
point to listen to us in our toughest times of life.
Well, that's
When
what I
we
know I'm supposed to. I don't know what any other man or human being that has responsibility as a father, especially. But as a human being, you should be that way with other human beings. But once you plant a seed, female or male, you gotta stand 20 toes. 20. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do at all costs. I saw my mom do a lot by herself before she was remarried, and I saw when my father was around how much love he showed me. So I kind of was very fortunate to be able to take what I got in between my uncles and my grandmothers, and I'm just grateful. I know we spiritual royalty. We chosen, so we go through shit. You know what I'm saying? The more shit we go through, the darker it is, the brighter it has to be. We from that darkness, you know. And
yes, sir, definitely.
I'm just grateful that you are coming to terms with what is. And I said I could have told you I was grown at 18. I got the hell out of out of my parents' house at 18. I promise you, I didn't grow up until I was 40, 35. I didn't really feel like I was mature. I could take care of shit. I could get money. I can do all kind of things. Like y'all do that now. Y'all create your own wealth just by this internet shit. Y'all do that, but what I mean in terms of creating a spiritual connection, a higher vibration of really understanding what the hell's going on around me. No, that's a process. That's why I'm doing what I can to be whatever I can in sight of in action. Because I get I'm grateful to have been able to pull back and look at my shit and take responsibility for it because I've got no brothers, no sisters. I've never had no support other than the fact that my mom told me I could do anything I set my mind to, and I realized from an early life of having a near death experience that it's not this what they say it is, and I know I'm different than what others are. So I'm just grateful, and I'm grateful to have this experience because the only child with 12 children, like the opportunity to even be in that position is that's spiritual royalty, dude. Like especially when you grow up and you get tapped into, and you know, it's no secret. I'm just grateful because what we got to do is big. You
Yes,
know what I'm
sir.
saying? What we got to do in terms of just being here on this planet as creation is huge, and I'm grateful that I'm learning that I've learned so much that that I remember so much that I'm supposed to do while I'm here and be the example of to you all. And I just will command, intend and allow all of it to be with all the power that is with invested in the source that I am, all that I am, be transmuted and given to you, even with the, you know, eternal and most unlimited power that can be transmuted. Because I know that I'm like, my understanding of it, we're recreating. I'm in all these dimensions, old and young, and I'm getting to see my experience. And I get to fortunately go back to my 21-year-old self and say, hey, it's a different road when you do this right here and do that, because and then that's the reason why I know I've been through the things I've been through. So I thank you for having respect for me, like you're doing. I know, bro, it's hard to sit and just be a man in this society with all this. You're dealing with females, dealing with all this, everything. It's just a process, and I'm not gonna say hard. It's a process,
It's a
but you got to
process.
prioritize your process and see what really makes sense. What
Yes,
makes
sir.
sense first is you being in that mirror and making sure. Because that's what confirms a growth. You got to go to that mirror and steadily be in it. It'll tell you when you grow. You know what I'm saying? But I tell you what, you got to go through quite a few souls. Well, most of the people that I've met, even in the scripture, what they say, if anything of that matters, it's like 40, 40, 40 was the magic number for most of the people who really that really meant something, or that not really meant something, that was making some kind of way or anything. It 40 was the age that they woke up, and I literally woke up on my 40th birthday with Revelation 2. So I confirmed that for myself, and looking at the way people move, and looking at how things are with the youth and everything, I could easily see that to be the case, because we're supposed to be 120 years old anyway. So how could you be grown at 18? You know what I'm saying? If you really got a lifespan of 120. 40 is about around the age you could say that you're a young adult. You know what I'm saying? If you rocking this thing correctly,
Yes,
you
sir.
know,
Definitely.
and doing it from a spiritual perspective, there is no time. So you got to grow the hell up
Yes, sir.
and take it for
Definitely.
what it is. Know that you don't have to deal with everything. No matter. And mad, okay, happy. Sad, okay, not. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's all of his choices when you come down to it, especially when you realize there's nothing you can do about it. When emotions wake up to you and you realize that you woke up to the fact that they only exist in your process of giving it that energy, and you can imagine yourself through anything, and you can literally see yourself, listen to your intuition, like you're starting to do, like, more so. And it's just in your chart, it says that you got, and I'm just grateful. Just
Me too.
keep studying your chart, keep studying you, keep looking at your universe, keep paying attention to how your universe is vibrating, which way you feel that you should go. Trust your intuition on everything, man, on everything. Nobody's gonna be able to get in front of you with no bullshit if you trust your intuition. Because
No,
you are
sir.
you.
And yes, sir.
Yeah, you are in front of you all the time, no matter if it's high or low. So you control it.
Yes,
You
sir.
know what I'm saying? That's just from my own personal experience, and the way you all respond to me, being the age you are, and the things we've gone through, and how we have to do certain things, or how the universe has set it up. I'm y'all my receipts. I have to prove shit to nobody. As long as I'm doing right by y'all, that's all that matters.
You
You know
definitely
what I'm
have been
saying?
all my life. I can easily say that
I
without
ain't.
question.
I'm not done. I told you, in the afterlife, if there's a such thing, I'm gonna just say in the other realm, I'm gonna go even harder, because I see how that works. My mother's been really, really standing things up taller for me as a result of her making the transition for all of us. And I know, but that's the reason why we got to go through things, because you can't not walk through the door without the key,
No, sir. Not at all.
unless you're gonna kick that bitch down. And I prefer not to kick it down, since I own the building.
And then and then it's just a bunch of extra having to put it back up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I own the structure. Why would I kick the door down when all I got to do is walk through it? You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yes,
not
sir.
tripping about no
Exactly.
keys. I can just manifest the door to open, because
Yes.
it's already open, man. We gotta, what we have. I'm grateful for this, and thank you for being even willing to share this with me. I want to put it, because this is, if we don't put this even on the internet,
It
this
will.
is something our for your children, for my grandchildren, for our great 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 grandchildren, because it's important for them to see the structure was being, respected, and no matter what happens, we're going to get a positive result out of the things that we go through.
Yes, sir.
Because those of us that are genuine, I mean, come on, man, it's number love around here.
Yes,
The
sir.
little shit we
Definitely.
go through, it's major to some people. Some people die from the thought of it.
Hmm.
But
Yes, sir.
I'm grateful, because You can't get to shit if you don't go through shit.
No, sir, not at
if
all.
you don't go through shit, and you can't grow through shit if you don't go through something for real. And I'm like I told you, bring it so I can get it over with. Because I know the other part. And since I've been dwelling in darkness all this time, and I got a better understanding of that, we reflect the light. We so in the dark. We so dark. We reflect the light. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
So just keep doing what you're doing. Keep growing in the way you grow, and pay attention to the fact that you are the I am. You're the creator of your experience. And man, it's all you. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell you all the time, don't hold yourself hostage, and then forgive yourself. Don't do no fuck shit though, because it's gonna cost you
yes, sir,
every time.
definitely.
And then the space that we're in. Can't nobody play like we. You got a 9-year-old brother, 10-year-old brother. He's a
Time don't exist for real. It's
It doesn't.
His birthday is about to be a month ago. It felt like a week ago.
Well, that's the whole point. It's just like he's so mature. I give him a good 18 piece right now, 20 piece, because if you sit down and dialogue with him and you ask him the right questions, you're gonna be sitting there amazed, like he's been on the internet all of his life and he hasn't. It's like he's already tapped in. You know what I'm saying? Whatever AI version he done created, it's already tapped in.
Like you had us doing, just read, like consistently having us reading and stuff, not consuming garbage, not giving us internet access until we genuinely needed it.
Right, that's true. It's about the like I think you said something about motivation. It's really about motivation, because that's what you are supposed to do with it. But marketing and seeing where you fit, seeing where you're supposed to be, the impact. Because where you show up, you're supposed to raise a vibration.
Yes, sir.
You're supposed to raise a vibration. Wherever you show up, wherever we show. Remember, we made that commitment to each other. We all made that commitment, and I'll be damned if you ain't gonna stick to it.
I'm definitely.
Everybody got the. You first of all, the ancestors gonna ride that ass down if you don't. Like you got the you. It's
it already has. Yeah. That's more likely why I'm here.
So it ain't like no problem. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's all going. It's going in. What's this? Hold on. Oh, okay.
It's all good. It's all good. I want to wrap it right here. I want to put wraps to it right here. Anyway, I said 5 minutes. We're in 20. We hit 27.
Well, I didn't expect to spit, but
time don't exist anyway.
It doesn't, and this will be very. That's a very fortunate thing. I'm very grateful to you for even wanting to come in here and say anything. I appreciate you, and I know how much you appreciate me. I don't care how. I'm grateful that I've been, your age before a couple of times already. Yes, and I know how, it feels, at least from my perspective, when we both fire signs. So I can kind of relate to a lot of things, and then especially the part about maybe feeling like you think you should be in a better place, but you're in a way better place than you give yourself credit. Like you're so far ahead in the place that matters that you're looking at the things that really don't matter as much as where you are, and you sometimes that's where the energy shifts happen, because you kind of because we are in this space, we can choose how to do it. And you got to do that shit in order to get the growth. Yes, you got to realize that where you feel the best at, balanced. You know what I'm saying? I realize it's not happy or sad. It's fucking balanced.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
Because balance don't always look the same.
No, balance feels the same. It always keeps me in a state of peace. Because I could be happy and I'm good happy. You know what I'm saying? But when you go to the flip side of that, it's like you don't even remember no fucking happy.
Not at all.
Happy don't even be nowhere fucking around. And I understand that it's a yin yang. I understand it's as above, so below. But more focusing on the emotion of balance and really realizing that it's your decision to do that or not. Shit, man, I'm on that part. Because I can't do anything for you all if I'm upset or imbalanced or whatever that is. I can't do anything. I can't do anything to help you for real.
And I can't do anything to assist myself to any better place or assist y'all to assist me to a better place if I'm not coming to y'all with authenticity.
None of us can do nothing for none of us. We really assisting us all to be in a low vibrational space, because we're a collective. You know how powerful we are collectively. You know, if I wake up and if I come to the door, y'all come and see me first, and I'm on some shit. Don't you realize that the shit be going on all day?
Yes, sir.
I
Definitely.
realized that a long time ago. That's why I don't do that. Y'all don't catch me negative. I
Not
won't
at
even
all.
let y'all see me in the AM. If I'm on something, y'all will see me when y'all see me. But by the time y'all see me, best believe y'all ain't gonna catch me with that, because I realize I'm a very big contributor of the energy that goes on in my space.
Yes,
And your
sir.
mother is I feel like sometimes a more positive energy, because we all were created from that feminine energy.
Yes,
That's
sir.
why it's important for us, you as a man, to stay in your masculine, respect your feminine, but don't get on that bitch shit with how they carry themselves by accident because you're around them and it's your mom and y'all birthday close and a lot of shit. It's, it becomes it just it's something that we sometimes don't even realize, because y'all in the house with y'all father, but sometimes y'all still be leaning to y'all's mother's ways because it is what it is. It's a
Yes,
natural
sir.
process. You
Yes,
know what I'm
sir.
saying? And it's same thing in our ways. Some of y'all lean to my ways, and some of y'all lean to my worst fucking ways. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm like. Okay, so I don't have no worst ways. What I got is balance. What I got is to show you.
It's the yin and
And
yang
I'm
of
not gonna be
everything.
no secret shit. I'm not gonna be no hot like
You
I'm
never,
not.
you
No,
never have
yeah,
been. You
go
always.
hide, go in the closet and do some shit, and you have to come out peak before I come out.
The funny, I think one of the funniest things to me is the way how real you've continuously been with us through our lives has sometimes annoyed. I can admit, it's annoyed the hell out of me without question.
That's cool.
But I'm grateful for it because after being
cool
annoyed,
shit.
I learned the lesson.
Yeah, that's
It's the
well, I guess in fatherhood and being aware, as this is really a process that we agreed to before. Man, I'm so grateful that my father showed me love before. That's the reason why when he bounced and wasn't around, even though I was influenced to think different, I never in my heart felt like he was what my mom was. I could tell it was a broke thing that was going on. So by the time I found out, I'm so grateful I never turned my back and was like, oh, well, I did superficially and prematurely, but it wasn't from the core. It was from like I was really going through something in my 20s, early like 20s, and I needed to talk to my father more so than my stepfather. Like my stepfather's the man, but
yes, sir.
certain things,
You need to really go to your own parents
yeah, I
about.
needed to go to my own. If he could have led me the wrong way, and I would have went. I'm just saying,
Yes, sir.
because
I know
because
exactly
he
what you
showed
mean.
me so much love to begin with. There was just no question how much he loved me, and I realized when his mom, made her transition is when my grandmother made her transition. When my father changed, and
I'm
I
grateful
get
you
it
didn't change when our grandmother did.
because I saw that and I experienced that was for me because I was going to have a tribe as big. I'm my only child. Who would have known at some 9, 10, 11, whatever age that I'm going to have this many children? I'm my only child. And then be responsible for learning so much stuff I have to be a certain way in front of them because I met some only children with some fucking issues. And I could see them and I met some only children and they have a child and I could see how they children when I talk to them and stuff and find out the dynamics because I'm assisting them
Yes,
in
sir.
doing some. Man, it's interesting, bro. Like you got to really be in the mirror and clear some shit out so that you could be a balanced human being. Only
Yes, sir.
child, however many child, but only child especially because we got some issues.
Yes,
And
sir.
I got some
Definitely.
issues. I would not like share certain things with people. I'd rather do videos and stuff than to sit in a crowd of people and talk. But I can do that if I had to, but I wouldn't. I'd much rather, I'm like to myself, I'm cool with chilling. I go kick with everybody, but I'm cool with being by myself.
Me too.
Y'all know how
Without
I
question.
come in this fucking studio and be up in this bitch for hours and y'all be like, where daddy at? Come to, daddy in the cut. Like,
And then I'd be in my room drawing for hours and
yeah,
hours, and then when
you
I
got
come
it
out when you
honest.
called me.
Yeah, you got it honest because it's, it's just natural, especially when you came up that way. I never would have thought that in my young life, all my adult life up until, my 30s, I would be like for the rest of my life with a whole lot of people. But I'm cool because I got a whole lot of people that love me. I didn't think I was thinking when my mom passed, my and me, my grandmother, like them, and they went away with mom. I always thought my mom passed, I'm just gonna be out here because I didn't before your mother, I had counted it off. You know what I'm saying? I was just gonna be on my, like, it's easy for me to, like, have multiple female friends with a clear understanding of y'all know what this shit is, rather than trying to be in a relationship and be on some other shit that really fluctuates, and females be on some other shit and it's triggers on both sides, and I count that off. But when stuff is destined, it's destined.
Yes,
because this is destiny. This is destiny. This ain't no this is written prior to. You can't tell me shit.
No, son, me neither.
Her coming from the background she came from, her having it being 4 of them, her mother being who her mother is, and her having 4 daughters, me having 7 sons with her. Like, the numbers are crazy. The numbers are really crazy.
Yes,
and me being responsible for Nehemiah, like, I love him, respect him, like, as much as I could, in all perspective of what we had going on.
Yes, sir, definitely. So, same here.
Yeah, so but you can only do so much, and then everybody plays their part. They show their hand, and as you grow up, you realize who was placed where for what. Then you got to make some real decisions, because that's where you start killing those curses and traumas and shit like that.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Shit could get deep, so we'll just stop right here, because you already know.
Oh, definitely, without question. Well, I appreciate every single one of you for listening in to this experience. I thank you all. And like I said, to any of you who really need it, go to them. Because, like, as you can see right here, I'm very grateful for this experience, and I really couldn't have it any other way. I'm grateful that our agreement, I'm grateful that he agreed to have me and Mike in this experience, and I agreed to have him in mind, to the point to where we could work together to solve these issues in a way that we can assist even anybody who sees this, which I'm very grateful for our ability to be able to do so with this technology, which I definitely intend to advance in the future.
011. It's the portal. It's 111 portal 2025. We are present in our now, and I will command, intend and allow for all the love that is on the planet that is sincere and true be upon you and yours. Ashe.
Ashe.
That's cool. Appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you too.
Thank you, man.
You're always more than welcome.
You already know. You already know.